Are some of the very nuts you believe are healthy actually working against your brain's vitality this very moment? And could one straightforward change in your diet potentially secure more years of sharp thinking? Listen, I don't usually get this direct, but what I witnessed with my own father forced me to speak out. Make sure you stick around, because I'll reveal the precise morning routine that's helping countless seniors win back their mental sharpness. This is a truth the food giants prefer you didn't know, a quiet reality. It's critical you grasp something vital that's rarely discussed. As we get older, our systems handle food, especially nuts, in a completely new way. What fueled you well in your 40s or 50s can turn into a problem in your 60s, 70s, and even later. This isn't merely about new allergies. It's a fundamental biochemical transformation within our aging bodies, impacting how we process specific fats and compounds in certain nuts. Research highlighting this has been slowly building for the last 10 years, yet it seldom grabs headlines. Why? Frankly, there's no money in advising people to steer clear of particular foods. The health food sector would rather you buy indiscriminately. But I'm here to tell you something your doctor might not have for older adults. The right nut choices are paramount for brain vitality, heart wellness, and overall lifespan. What you're about to discover was a game changer for my family, and I genuinely think it can be for yours too. My family's story. 3 years back, minor things: initially misplaced keys, a blank on a neighbor's name, uncertainty about the day. We brushed it off as just senior moments. He was 73 after all. But then came the morning he called, utterly confused about making his coffee, a daily ritual for half a century. That's when the alarm bells really rang. Doctors conducted tests, spoke of normal cognitive decline, and offered little beyond medications with side effects that looked scarier than the issue itself. I couldn't accept that this intelligent man who'd built a business, raised a family, and once recited poetry by heart was simply fated to lose his mind bit by bit. So I plunged into research, seeking out longevity experts and neurologists operating outside conventional medical circles. What I unearthed about how certain foods, particularly nuts, which were a cornerstone of his supposedly heart-healthy diet, fueled brain inflammation, changed everything. The unseen danger. Here's the deal. Not all nuts are friends to an aging brain. Some can actually speed up cognitive decline in seniors because of their unique fatty acid make-up and inflammation-stoking properties. First on the handle with care, list cashews. Tasty and seemingly harmless, cashews are surprisingly high in carbohydrates for a nut. This can trigger unwelcome blood sugar surges in older adults, whose ability to manage insulin has naturally waned. These sugar spikes and dips are directly tied to increased brain fog and a gradual slide in cognitive abilities. Cashews also pack oxalates, substances that can ignite inflammation in susceptible people, especially those over 65 whose natural detoxification systems aren't as robust. This isn't just gut inflammation, it travels, impacting brain tissue and fueling cognitive issues many dismiss as just getting old. But there's nothing just about losing your mind, your essence, a surprising culprit. The second nut we advise caution with might shock you: peanuts. Though technically legumes, peanuts pose several risks for seniors prioritizing brain wellness. They're a frequent carrier of aflatoxins, tiny poisons from fungi that thrive on peanuts. As we age, our bodies are less efficient at clearing these toxins, letting them build up and potentially stress the brain. Studies link long-term aflatoxin exposure to cognitive struggles, particularly in seniors with already weakened immune defenses. Furthermore, peanuts have an omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio that's out of whack, tending to promote inflammation. For the aging brain already battling natural inflammatory pressures, this extra burden from a daily peanut habit can make cognitive challenges worse. I saw my father struggle with his grandkids' names while munching on peanuts, his healthy snack. The link was undeniable. The hidden overload. Third, Brazil nuts need a second look with a big but. While amazing for selenium, a brain-critical antioxidant, they turn from friend to foe with too much enthusiasm. Just 2 Brazil nuts can blast you past your daily selenium needs. For seniors eating them by the handful, this can spell selenium toxicity symptoms, noise or grumpiness, and in bad cases, nerve damage that looks alarmingly like early dementia. I've encountered well-meaning seniors overdoing Brazil nuts, unaware they're essentially overdosing. The brain effects are tricky because they mimic aging, memory slips, mood swings. These symptoms rarely get traced back to this seemingly super healthy nut. The conventional trap. Our fourth cautionary nut might stir debate: regular, non-organic almonds. Almonds themselves are great, but the issue is commercial processing. In many places, most almonds undergo chemical fumigation, leaving residues that aging bodies struggle to detoxify. This chemical load can contribute to what some neurologists term toxic load syndrome. where accumulated toxins start to impair brain function. Seniors are prime targets as their blood-brain barrier gets leakier with age, giving toxins easier brain access. Plus, conventionally farmed almonds often carry more inflammatory omega-6 fats due to modern agriculture, adding another potential inflammation source. When my father switched from conventional to organic, truly raw almonds as part of his brain plan, his alertness improved in weeks, something doctors said wasn't possible. The turning point. Now, let's discuss real change. When my father cut out these suspect nuts and brought in the 4 brain-friendly alternatives I'm about to reveal, we saw shifts medicine had deemed impossible. His mental fog started to clear, memory gaps became rarer, his personality, that unique spark, began to reignite. The doctor who dismissed his decline as just aging was speechless at his improved cognitive scores 6 months later. But we knew. We'd found what pioneering neurologists and longevity experts are just now piecing together. Specific foods have specific impacts on the aging brain. Strategic swaps can literally alter the course of cognitive aging. This isn't magic, it's about working as with your body's evolving chemistry. Echoes of ancient knowledge. It's remarkable how much of what modern nutrition is uncovering about brain health was inherently understood by ancient healing practices. Traditional Chinese medicine, for instance, prescribed certain nuts for elders to preserve Shen, their term for cognitive sharpness and vitality. The nuts they favored align closely with what our research now confirms about anti-inflammatory agents and brain-specific nutrients. Similarly, India's Ayurvedic medicine classified nuts by their effects on the aging body, with recommendations that mirror current findings on which nuts best support neurological health in later life. Our ancestors, it seems, intuitively grasped connections we're only now validating scientifically. This blend of age-old wisdom and new research is the bedrock of the advice I'll share, advice that helped my father reclaim his mind when standard medicine offered nothing. First brain alley walnuts. Let me introduce the first brain superstar, nut that should be a daily fixture for any senior serious about cognitive well-being. Walnuts. Their brain-like shape isn't a coincidence, they're practically designed by nature for our minds. Walnuts boast the highest levels of alpha-linolenic acid CLI, a plant-derived omega-3 fatty acid among all nuts. This particular omega-3 is a VI passholder across the blood-brain barrier, directly nourishing brain cells and encouraging new neural pathways, even in older brains once thought to be static. A key UCLA study showed walnut eaters scored better on cognitive tests, regardless of other lifestyle factors. Walnuts are also packed with antioxidants that fight free radical damage in brain cells, a type of damage that skyrockets as we age. When my father started eating just 7 walnuts a day, his ability to find words and recall information improved noticeably within weeks. Science suggests this was his brain getting exactly what it craved. Second, cellular guardian pecans. The second nut deserving a prime spot in every senior's pantry is the pecan. Often overshadowed, pecans possess unique antioxidants called proanthocyanidins, which are exceptional at protecting aging brain cells. These compounds seem to have a special attraction to neural tissue, shielding delicate brain structures from the oxidative stress that hastens cognitive decline. What makes pecans especially vital for seniors is their rich vitamin E content, a nutrient that becomes absolutely critical for brain health after 65. Numerous long-term studies show that good vitamin E levels strongly correlate with preserved mental function in old age, yet over 90% of seniors don't get enough. Pecans also offer monounsaturated fats that promote healthy blood circulation, crucial for delivering oxygen and nutrients to the brain. When my father added a small handful of pecans to his morning walnuts, his neurologist observed an improvement in his mental processing speed that defied all prior expectations. Third, memory enhancer, pistachios. The third nut celebrated for its brain shielding capabilities is the pistachio. These vibrant green nuts contain compounds that specifically bolster vascular health, absolutely key, since robust blood vessels are the lifeline for cognitive function. The mix of antioxidants, B vitamins, and unique plant compounds in pistachios helps maintain the integrity of the tiny blood vessels supplying brain tissue. With age, these micro vessels often suffer damage from things like glycation and oxidation, leading to reduced blood flow to the brain and those silent mini-strokes that chip away at cognition. Consistent pistachio intake is linked to better blood lipid numbers and improved vasodilation, the ability of blood vessels to widen properly, ensuring optimal blood delivery right where it's needed. Pistachios also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids known for eye health, but now also recognized for their role in preserving brain function. The brain-eye link is deep, and these nutrients serve both. Fourth, neurological gem, pine nuts. The fourth nut completing our brain-boosting lineup is perhaps the most underrated in Western diets, the modest pine nut. These small, slender nuts have been revered in traditional medicine for ages, specifically for their brain health and cognitive longevity benefits. Modern science is now validating this ancient wisdom. Pine nuts are exceptionally rich in pinolonic acid, a rare fatty acid that helps manage inflammation via multiple routes. For seniors whose brain inflammation naturally tends to rise with age, this natural anti-inflammatory action can be a game changer. Pine nuts also supply significant manganese, a mineral vital for the healthy function of mitochondria, the powerhouses in brain cells. Mitochondrial efficiency typically declines with age, but smart nutrition can notably slow this process. During my father's recovery, adding just a tablespoon of pine nuts daily to his diet coincided with a clear boost in his energy and mental stamina. He could concentrate longer without that mental fog, a common hurdle in cognitive decline. The morning power up. Now for the exact morning habit that turned my father's cognitive health around, a straightforward practice anyone can adopt. No fancy cooking skills or lots of time needed. Its simplicity is its strength. The most effective changes are usually the easiest to stick with. Every morning, he mixes 1 tablespoon each of freshly ground walnuts, pecans, pistachios and pine nuts. We call it his cognitive quartet. He stirs this into organic plain yogurt, adds a teaspoon of good quality honeys, local and raw is best, and a dash of Ceylon cinnamon, which also has impressive brain health research behind it. This simple blend feeds his aging brain the precise nutrients needed to combat inflammation, foster new neural connections, protect existing brain structures, and enhance blood flow. The yogurt's beneficial bacteria support gut health, increasingly linked by research to brain function via the gut-brain axis. The whole thing takes under 3 minutes but provides all-day benefits: steady energy, sharper recall, more stable mood, and, over time, the return of cognitive abilities we'd been told were gone for good. The science simplified. I want to be crystal clear about the science here, because knowing a why is as crucial as knowing a what. The brain shielding power of these recommended nuts comes from several actions working together. 1. They offer a mix of antioxidants that neutralize the free radical damage that speeds up in an aging brain. 2. They supply specific fatty acids that are the building blocks for brain cell membranes and myelin sheaths, the protective insulation around nerve fibers that often wears down with age. 3. They contain compounds that calm neuroinflammation through various biochemical routes, tackling a major driver of cognitive decline. 4. They provide nutrients that support healthy blood vessels in the brain, ensuring good blood flow. And 5. They have compounds shown to encourage neuroplasticity, the brain's knack for forming new connections and adapting, once thought to fade with age, but now known to stay active with the right support. This all-around strategy addresses the entire interconnected system of brain aging. More than just data. What I'm sharing isn't just about studies, though they back us up. The real evidence was watching my father slowly become himself again. 6 months into these changes, he called me one morning, thrilled about a dream where he recalled childhood details with perfect clarity. I thought those memories were lost, he said, his voice thick with emotion. They were just waiting. 3 months later, he remembered all his grandkids' birthdays on his own, information that was totally out of reach a year before. At his next cognitive checkup, his doctor was so taken aback by the progress that he asked for a full rundown of our changes. He was skeptical when we explained, but the test results were undeniable. Whatever you're doing, he conceded, continue. Now, 2 years on, my father runs a brain health support group, sharing his story and helping other seniors use these same strategies. The man who once couldn't make coffee now pores over medical journals on brain health. Society's blind eye. There's something deeply unsettling about how society views cognitive decline in older adults. We've accepted memory loss, confusion, and reduced mental sharpness as just aging, as if losing your mind is an unavoidable price for a long life. This defeatist attitude benefits no one, except maybe industries that thrive on decline. The truth from cutting-edge neuroplasticity and nutritional neuroscience paints a different picture. Much cognitive decline might be preventable, and sometimes partly reversible with precise food choices and lifestyle tweaks. Genetics and life history matter, but the brain's amazing ability to adapt and respond to good nourishment stays strong well into our later years. This isn't to deny conditions like Alzheimer's or vascular dementia. It's to say that within the range of cognitive aging, we have far more say than we thought. My father's journey is proof that accepting decline as fated does a huge disservice to millions who could benefit from something as simple as changing their daily nuts. Making it work. Let's get practical, because ideas without action are useless. First, quality is king. Go organic with these nuts whenever you can, especially walnuts and pecans, which get heavily sprayed. Second, freshness is key. The good oils in nuts are fragile and go rancid with too much heat, light, or air. Buy small amounts, store in airtight containers in the fridge, and freeze what you won't use in a month. Third, by soaking can boost nutrient availability. Just soak nuts in filtered water for 6 to 8 hours. This removes enzyme inhibitors that hinder digestion, especially helpful for seniors with less efficient digestion. Fourth, grind nuts right before eating for maximum nutrient punch and easier digestion. A simple coffee grinder just for nuts makes this fast. And fifth, consistency trumps quantity. Small daily portions do more good than big infrequent ones. Clearing up myths. Before moving on, let's bust some common myths that stop people from trying this. Myth 1. All nuts are equally healthy. Wrong. As we've seen, different nuts have vastly different effects on the aging brain. Myth 2. Raw nuts are always superior to roasted. Not necessarily. While raw keeps some nutrients, light roasting can make others more available. Avoid high heat commercial roasting. Myth 3. Organic is only for fruits and veggies, not nuts. Actually, the high oil content in nuts makes them pesticide sponges. Organic is much better for your brain. Myth 4. Nut allergies mean I can't benefit. Many with allergies to specific nuts can safely eat others from different plant families. Myth 5. These food strategies conflict with regular medical care. No, they complement it. Seniors with cognitive concerns should always work with their doctors while also making smart food choices. The deeper why, what gives these specific food changes such impact, is how perfectly they target the aging brain's unique hurdles. As we enter our senior years, key shifts happen that general diet advice misses. The blood-brain barrier gets leakier, letting more toxins and inflammatory agents reach brain tissue. Mitochondrial power drops, cutting energy to brain cells. Acetylcholine, vital for memory and learning, dwindles. Neuroinflammation ramps up, and crucially, brain tissues become more prone to oxidative damage while also generating more free radicals. Each recommended nut has compounds that directly address these age-related issues. Walnuts offer ALA for healthy brain cell membranes. Pecans provide unique antioxidants against brain-damaging free radicals. Pistachios support blood vessels for good brain circulation, and pine nuts bring anti-inflammatory compounds to help manage the neuroinflammation that speeds decline. A global view. It's striking that cultures with historically low rates of cognitive decline often feature these particular nuts in their traditional diets. Mediterranean regions, with some of the world's highest walnut intake, show impressive cognitive strength into old age. Parts of China, where pine nuts have been longevity foods for centuries, display similar cognitive preservation. Native American groups who traditionally ate pecans have histories of elders with exceptional mental clarity late in life. These global observations offer real-world backing for what studies now confirm certain foods can significantly shape cognitive health in aging populations. While it's not absolute proof of cause and effect, these consistent patterns across diverse peoples point to something fundamentally protective about these foods, something science is still fully unraveling. Everyday integration. Beyond the morning ritual, here are more ways to weave these brain boosters into your day. Not a yogurt fan? Blend the groundnut mix into a morning smoothie with berries, also brain food, and a non-dairy milk. Or stir the nuts into oatmeal with cinnamon and blueberries. At lunch, sprinkle a tablespoon or two over salads for nutrition, crunch, and flavor. Some seniors make weak energy bites, ground nuts, a bit of honey, cinnamon, maybe dried cherries for easy, portioned brain snacks. The goal is to find enjoyable, sustainable ways to eat them, because consistency is what truly counts. The best foods are useless if they go uneaten. The big picture. While nuts are our focus today, it's crucial to see them as part of a larger brain, healthy lifestyle. Their benefits multiply when paired with other neuroprotective habits: regular exercise for brain blood flow, quality sleep for neural repair and memory consolidation, stress management to reduce cortisol's harm, cognitive challenges like learning new things, and social connection for emotional support and brain exercise. My father's amazing turnaround wasn't just about nuts, it was about embedding those changes into a full brain health strategy. The nuts were essential materials, but the holistic approach let his brain use them best. Looking ahead, as you think about trying this, be patient and observant. Brain health rarely shifts overnight. Just as decline is usually gradual, improvements also take weeks or months. Keep a simple journal, note changes in memory for names or words, navigation, focus, mental energy, mood, and sleep, which often improves with brain function. This feedback shows what's working. Some see benefits in weeks with the full protocol. For others with deeper challenges, it might take 3-6 months. Response time depends on current nutrition, overall health, medications, gut health, and how long severe the cognitive issues were. Patience and persistence are your best friends here. The liberating truth. To wrap up, I want to share the most profound insight from my family's journey. You have power even where you've been told you don't. The common story about brain aging, that decline is unavoidable and mostly untreatable, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for millions who accept it as fate. This story sticks around not because it's true, but because it's easy for systems not set up to support optimal cognitive aging. The reality is far more hopeful. We can't control every aspect of brain aging, but we can strongly influence many factors shaping our cognitive path. Something as basic as choosing which nuts to eat or avoid daily can trigger biochemical changes with huge effects on brain function. My father's story isn't a miracle. It shows what's possible when we ditch fatalistic views on aging and make informed choices based on new science and old wisdom about nourishing the aging brain. A final realization: let this thought stay with you, as it fundamentally altered my view of aging and brain health. The human brain, at any age, is incredibly responsive to how we care for it. Until my father's very last day, his brain will keep adapting, forming new connections, and reacting to what he feeds it, whether that input nourishes or harms his mind. The same holds for every one of us, and every senior we love. This adaptable quality of our brains never truly vanishes, though it might need more precise, steady support as we age. The 4 nuts to be wary of: cashews, peanuts, too many Brazil nuts, and conventional almonds can create inflammation and toxic loads that hasten decline. The 4 to embrace: walnuts, pecans, pistachios, and pine nuts deliver specific compounds that bolster neural health, calm inflammation, protect from oxidative damage, and promote good brain-blood flow. This isn't just trivia, it's a potent tool for anyone wanting to maintain or boost cognitive function in their senior years. Our consistent daily actions gradually sculpt our brain's destiny. Every morning my father makes his nut mix. He's not just making breakfast. He's choosing the kind of mind he'll have tomorrow, next year, and for years to come. You have that exact same choice. Right now, what's your decision, your power to choose? Before you leave, grasp the real power in your hands. Cognitive decline isn't a life sentence. It's a path shaped by countless daily decisions, including potent nutritional ones like these. If you or a loved one is worried about brain health and aging, remember, action trumps information always. Don't just watch this and forget. Take one real step today, even if it's just clearing cashews from your cupboard or adding 7 walnuts to breakfast tomorrow. The journey to cognitive well-being happens one day, one meal. Your brain is tuned into every choice you make. Choose to feed it with intention, consistency, and the specific foods it craves as you age. The gap between mental fog and mental clarity often hinges on these seemingly minor, yet biochemically mighty choices. Your future self is being built by what you do now. Choose wisely with this new knowledge.